Hello. So today we're going to be talking about iron deficiency, the disease. My name is Vangel Jello. All right. So, what is it? Sorry about that. Iron deficiency. So it's the absence of the trace element iron, which is very important mineral for the body, and um, the whole reason that it happens is that iron is needed to make hemoglobin, and it's a protein in red blood cells that enables them to carry oxygen around the body. If your body doesn't have enough hemoglobin, your tissues and muscles won't get enough oxygen and won't be able to work effectively. This leads to the condition called anemia and could also lead to low levels of your red blood cells. So, anemia affects over 33 of the world's population, 5 million cases in the United States, and affects 1.6 billion people worldwide. I found a map showing how severe it is around the world. It's not as severe in the States, as you can see, but as you move down into places that are don't get enough of the fruits and vegetables and are malnourished, such as Brazil and Africa, you can see it's a very severe, and it is one of the reasons of anemia is that you're just not getting enough iron through your food, which is one way, and you can see it here on the map very clearly. So, symptoms and pathophysiology. So, some of the symptoms is extreme fatigue, weakness, pale skin, chest pains, irregular heartbeat, shortness of breath, headaches, cold hands and feet, inflammation or soreness of tongue, and brittle nails. Initially, iron deficiency anemia can be so mild that it goes unnoticed, but as the person becomes more deficient in iron, the anemia could worsen and the signs and symptoms actually intensify. Poor appetite, especially in infants and children with iron, also shows how it goes. Causation. So the biggest thing, like we talked about before, you just don't have enough iron to produce hemoglobin, which is a very important part of red blood cells that gives blood the red color actually, and enables the red blood cells to carry oxygenated blood throughout your body. If you aren't consuming enough iron, or if you're losing too much iron, your body can't produce enough of the hemoglobin. Iron deficiency anemia will eventually then develop. So some of the complications that could arise with iron deficiency anemia is that it's in your heart, and your heart has to work a lot harder than it has to because it has to move the oxygen-rich blood throughout your body. You could also get depression and have an increased risk of infections as well. So, medical treatment, here are a couple procedures. So the first one we'll talk about is iron therapy through the IV. So iron is delivered straight into a blood vessel through an IV, and it increases the iron levels in your blood. And what makes it so great is that it only takes just a few sessions to replenish the amount of iron that needs to be in your body. Some of the side effects can include vomiting or headaches, but those usually go away within a few days. Another option could also be red blood cell transfusions. People with severe iron deficiency usually do this, and they do it because it can quickly increase the amount of red blood cells and iron in your body. And a doctor would usually recommend this to you if you're experiencing any chest pain, and also if you have any major complications with iron deficiency anemia. So going on to healthy lifestyle choices, your diet is a huge part of it, and it can help you with the prevention of iron deficiency anemia or management of it. So a big part is eating foods rich in iron. Some of these foods are red meat, pork, poultry, fortified cereals, and beans. All of these are great choices. And as we go more in depth of it into a dietary plan, you should include foods rich in iron and other vitamins essential to hemoglobin and red blood cell production. It should also include foods that help your body absorb iron better. That is a really big thing as well. Plant foods and foods fortified with iron contain non-heme iron. Your body absorbs heme iron more easily. Although anemia treatment plans, the dietary plans are really individualized. Most require around 150 to 200 milligrams of iron daily. So kind of keep that in mind. First thing we should add in your diet is leafy greens. That can include spinach and kale. However, be careful because they do include a lot of iron. They also have oxalates, which is a compound that prevents the absorption of non-heme iron. So don't rely completely on greens. Vitamin C is a great thing that can help you because it helps your stomach absorb iron more. So eat greens with other foods that contain vitamin C. And it shows why a balanced diet is so important, because every food has its own job. Eat meats like we talked about before, and also include some seafood as well. Finally, nuts and a variety of seeds is really cool as well, because it's a small little addition to someone with anemia, because for not just like as a little snack, they pack a good amount of iron. You can get some extra iron in there. So, making up a fake individual who could have it. I made up a guy. His name is Harold, 35-year-old male, 5'11", weighs 193 pounds. Calculated body mass index is 26.9. And I found out the RDA advises of someone over 50, like we talked about, over 125 to 35 milligrams of iron per day. And Harold, he needs 2,595 calories for his height, and he's not that active, but he is really tall. Um, his macros and his micros are not a huge change to a normal person's. However, the amount of greens and proteins could be increased. For example, we could say protein should be around 80 grams per day. And that can really just help, because it's important for someone like him that needs that extra iron. Now, like a menu we can create for someone like Harold, like a day in a life, is that a lot of people, I found that when they have iron deficiency anemia, they tend to drink a glass of orange juice, for example, in the morning, get that vitamin C in to help with all their iron iron absorption of that non-heme iron that we were discussing earlier. But going into the menu, we could say around 8 o'clock for breakfast, he can have his orange juice, and then a cup of fortified cereal for breakfast. Around lunchtime, 12:30, the times are irrelevant, but just as we can say for a menu, 2 pieces of grilled chicken on top of a bed of cooked spinach, glass of orange juice, plenty of water, as much as he needs. The grilled chicken, perfect source of not only just protein, but like the iron that he needs. And the spinach, really good to get the iron in, but also the vitamin C helps with that absorption that we discussed. And 3 o'clock for a snack, a handful of almonds or pumpkin seeds. Those are like a little snack that packs that iron. And for dinner, 6:30, a grilled filet of fish, a side of beans and collard greens. And this can go with water or orange juice if needed as well for him. And yeah, here is my works cited. And I hope I educated anyone watching this video, and they can see how iron deficiency, not necessarily cured, but could be managed, to see how it's impacting the world, and kind of just give some light on it. And I hope you learned something and enjoyed it. Have a nice day.